Chapter 14, Professional Ethics and Liabilities of Auditor. Council's General Guidelines 2008. Chapter 5, Maintenance of Books of Account. A CA in practice or CA firm in which where he is a partner shall maintain and keep in respect of his professional practice proper books of account including following: cash book, ledger. Chapter 6, Tax Audit Assignments. Under Section 44AB of Income Tax Act 1961, a CA in practice shall not accept in financial year more than specified number of tax audit assignments under Section 44AB of Income Tax Act 1961. Specified number of tax audit assignments more means 60 tax audit assignments per CA or per partner in a financial year. Where a CA is a partner in more than one firm, number of tax audit assignments in relation to such partner shall be taken as aggregator for all the firms together. One partner can individually sign all the tax audit reports subject to specified tax audit assignments limits as on behalf of all the partners in CA firm, or all the partners of firm can collectively sign tax audit reports. Audit conducted under Section 44AD, 44ADA and 44AE of Income Tax Act shall not be taken. Audit of head office and branch office of concern taken as one tax audit assignment. Part-time of practicing partner of CA firm shall not be taken for above limit. Chapter 7, Appointment of an auditor in case of non-payment of undisputed fees. CA shall not accept appointment as auditor of an entity in case of undisputed audit fees of another CA for carrying out audit has not been paid. In case of SIC unit, above prohibitions shall not apply. Provision for audit fee in accounts signed by both auditee and auditor shall be considered as undisputed audit fees. SIC unit means a unit registered for at least 5 years which has been accumulated losses more than or equal to net worth at the end of any financial year. Chapter 18, Specified number of audit assignments. A CA in practice shall not hold at any time appointment for of more than specified number of audit assignments of companies under Section 141 of Companies Act 2013. Specified number of audit assignments means 30 assignments per CA or per partner except one person companies and dormant companies. Chapter 9, Appointments as Statutory Auditor. A CA in practice shall not accept appointment as statutory auditor of public sector units listed company and other public companies having turnover of rupees 50 crore or more in a year, where he accepts any other work or assignments or service in charge in regard to same undertaking or company on a remuneration which is total exceeds the fees payable for carrying out the statutory audit of the same undertaking company. Term, other work or service assignments shall include management consultancies and all other professional services permitted by council, but shall not include audit under any other statute, certification of work required to be done by statutory auditor, any representation before an authority. Chapter 10, Appointment of an auditor when he indebted to a concern. A CA in practice or CA firm or relative of such member or partner shall not accept appointment as auditor of a concern while indebted to the concern, or give any guarantee or provided any security in connection with indebtedness of any third person to the concern or for limits fixed in statute and in other cases for amount exceeding rupees 1 lakh. If auditor receives fees on progressive basis, he cannot be said to be indebted to the concern. Chapter 15, Networking Guidelines. Concept of network. To enhance ability to provide professional services, firms frequently form larger structures with other firms and entities, where the larger structure is aimed at cooperation and the entities within the structure share profit or cost, common ownership, control management, business strategy or brand name, professional resources such as systems, staff, technical departments, audit manuals, training courses, and facilities. It is deemed to be a network form of network. A network can be constituted as mutual entity which will act as a facilitator for constituents or network. In such a case, network itself will not carry out any professional practice. Partnership firm maximum 20 partners, LLP, company for management consultancy services. A firm is allowed to join only one network. Firms having common partners shall join only one network. Name of network. Network may have distinct name which should be approved by institute. To distinguish a network from a CA firm, words and affairs, sorry, distinct network of name. Network may have distinct name which would be approved by institute. To distinguish a network from a CA firm, words and affiliates shall be used after the name of network, and the words and company and associate shall not be used. Institute shall approve or reject the name of network and intimate the name of network within 30 days from the date of receipt of registration of network. After name of network is approved, institute shall reserve such name for 3 months from the date of approval. Shall network shall get itself registered with the institute within 3 months. Name assigned shall cancelled on the expiry of the said period. Registration of network with institute is mandatory. Change in constitutions of registered network. In case of change in constitution due to any entry or exit from network, shall communicate the same to institute within 30 days from the date of change in constitution. Ethical compliance. Network has to comply with all applicable ethical requirements prescribed by institute. If one firm of network is statutory auditor of entity, then the network and associates shall not accept any internal audit, bookkeeping, or other assignments which are prohibited for such firm. If rotation of firm provision is applicable, no firm of a network can accept appointment as an auditor in place of retiring firm. Network may advertise the network to the extent permitted by advertisement guidelines issued by institute. Firm constituting the network are permitted to use the words network firms on their professional stationery. Framework of network Framework of internal bylaws of network. To streamline networking, network shall formulate bylaws. Bylaws may contain following clauses on which affiliates of network may enter into written agreement among themselves. Appointment of managing committee, administration of network, contribution of membership fees to meet administration cost of network, identifying a partner responsible for assignments, engagement partner, dispute settlement procedures through arbitration and conciliation, development of training materials, issue of newsletters for staff and clients, developments of software and databases, appointment of technical director to whom reference can be made, determining methodology and compensation for drawing resources from each member from chapter 16 logo guidelines. Logo consists of letter CA blue with a tick mark green. अच्छा मतलब सी ए ब्लू कलर में होना चाहिए और टिक मार्क ग्रीन कलर में होना चाहिए ओके इनसाइड ए राउंडेड रेक्टेंगल अच्छा राउंडेड रेक्टेंगल आई से ओके विथ ए वाइट बैकग्राउंड कंपल्सरी वाइट बैकग्राउंड मतलब सबका एक जैसा ही सी लोगो होगा do not change design and colors including white background refrain from rotating or titling logo मतलब कुछ नहीं कर सकते उसमें वही रहेगा Chapter 17 Guidelines for Corporate Form of Practice. Council has allowed members in practice to hold office of MD, WTD, or manager of body corporate. What is engaged exclusively in rendering management consultancy and other services. Members can retain full-time COP along with EMD, WTD or manager of such management consultancy company. There is no restriction on equity holding members in such company. However, no audit practice can be done in corporate form. Name of management consultancy services is required to be approved by institute and such company has to registered with institute. Ethical compliance. If member of management consultancy company is a statutory audit of entity, then such company shall not accept internal audit, bookkeeping or other assignments from entity which are prohibited for statutory auditor. Management consultancy comply shall management consultancy company shall comply with clause 6 and 7 of part 1 of first schedule of C Act 1949. Recommended self-regulatory measures. Council has given certain self-regulatory measures to ensure healthy growth of profession. The self-regulatory measures are recommendatory, not mandatory. Branch audits. Branch audits of a company should not be concluded by its statutory auditor consists of 10 or more members, but should be conducted by local firms of auditors consisting of less than 10 members. The restriction is not applicable in following cases. Accounting records of branches are maintained at head office. Significant operations are carried out at branch office. Joint auditor. In large companies should associate a firm with less than 5 members as joint auditors. Ratio between qualified and unqualified staff. CA firms should have a at least one member for 5 qualified members of staff of every audit मतलब एक मेंबर कम से कम होना चाहिए फॉर अनक्वालिफाइड स्टाफ ऑफ एवरी 5 मतलब 1:5 का रेशो है इस इधर है ना एटलीस्ट वन मेंबर फॉर एवरी 5 नॉन क्वालिफाइड members of staff in every audit. Okay. Disclosure of interest by auditors in other firms. Auditors should make disclosures of payment received by them for other services. Recommend minimum scale of fees. Institute has issued minimum scale of fees for professional assignments. The recommended scale of fees is to be charged for charged for such assignments. Charging excessive fee or low fees for assignment does not constitute any misconduct. Disclosure requirements regarding fees. For non-public interest entity, disclosure is required if gross annual profession has professional fees from audit client and for 2 consecutive years is more than 40% of total fees. For public interest entities, disclosure is required for gross annual professional fees from audit client for 2 consecutive years is more than 20% of total fees from 40% of total fees. non non public interest entity और public interest में gross annual professional fees from audit client 2 consecutive years is more than 20% of total fees of firm. Exemption from applicability of above provision if total fees received by firm does not exceed rupees 20 lakhs. Audit of government companies, public undertakings, nationalized bank, public financial institutions, regulators, or where appointment is made by government. Recent decision of Ethical Standard Board. Say in practice may be equity research advisor, but he cannot publish retail report as it would amount to other business occupation. Say who is member of trust cannot be the auditor of the said trust. CA may engage himself as registration authority for obtaining digital signatures for clients. CA can hold credit card when he is auditor of a bank provided outstanding balance not exceed rupees 1 lakh. CA not permitted to accept audit of banks if he took loan against FD held by him in that bank. Okay, ऐसे भी होता है क्या? C in practice can act as mediator in court. C in practice cannot become financial advisors and receives fees or commission from financial institutions such as mutual funds, insurance companies, NBFCs, etc. C cannot exercise lien over client documents or records for non-payment of fees of his fees. Not permissible for CA to print. C cannot exercise lien over clients' documents or records for non-payment of his fees. अच्छा. Not permissible for CA to print its vision and values behind visiting cards. अच्छा, vision और values visiting card के पीछे नहीं print कर सकते तुम, as it would result in solicitation and therefore would be violation of clause 6 of part 1 of schedule of first schedule. Not permissible for CA in practice to take agencies of UTI, GIC or NSDO. It is permissible for CA in practice to settler of trust. A CA in practice cannot hold custom brokers licenses. Statutory auditor of bank cannot accept stock audit of any branch of the bank. CA can act as internal auditor of company and statutory audit of its employees PF fund under Companies Act. Internal auditor of PF trust of government company cannot be appointed as its statutory auditor. Internal auditor shall not undertake tax audit or statutory audit and vice versa. Disciplinary procedure. Disciplinary director on receipt of complaint along with fee against CA make opinion that मतलब डिसिप्लिनरी डायरेक्टर ने ओपिनियन निकला कि सीए एक गिल्टी है और गिल्टी है उसका फर्स्ट शेड्यूल क्या बोलता है प्लेस द मैटर बिफोर बोर्ड ऑफ डिसिप्लिन ए बोर्ड फाउंड गिल्टी reprimand, remove the name up to 3 months, impose a fine up to 3 lakhs. Not guilty, close the matter. और अगर सेकंड शेड्यूल में कवर होता है और बोथ प्लेस द मैटर बिफोर बोर्ड ऑफ डिसिप्लिनरी कमेटी, यहाँ पे डीसी है, पहले केस में बीओडी था, बिफोर डिसिप्लिनरी कमेटी, इफ डीसी फाउंड हिम गिल्टी, reprimand, remove the name permanently, impose a fine up to rupees 5 lakh. Not guilty, close the matter. Say is not guilty, place of matter before board of discipline. यहाँ पे board of discipline है. If board of discipline agree with the opinion of disciplining board of DD, then close the matter. If board of director disagree with the DD मतलब क्या, डायरेक्ट डिसिप्लिनरी डायरेक्टोरेट, advise DD to further investigate, board of discipline may proceed with matter if it is related to first schedule, refer matter to disciplinary committee if it is related to second schedule or both. Chapter 14 ended.